But Sarah, I also think what's quite interesting when we look at this story is the victims, and we can't forget that, are at the very heart of the story. And right now it appears to just be turning into a political scandal. And this comes ahead of Donald Trump's visit to the UK.
Yes, Leanne, it's such an important point. You know, recently we saw a number of those victims, those women, very bravely taking to Capitol Hill, standing up, trying to make their voices heard, because they've been very open about the fact that they do feel like their stories of survival have been overshadowed. And there is a real sense that the focus needs to be put back on those people who've suffered here at the hands of Epstein and his associates. And remember, many of them we still don't know about. The victims, the women, they have said openly they are afraid to name names because of the power and wealth of some of these individuals that are alleged to have been involved in Epstein and some of these crimes. So there is still so much information that remains behind closed doors. We know there is a massive push from many here in America, not just Democrats, Republicans too, are calling for transparency. They're trying to push a vote through that will force the hand of the government to release all of the FBI documents, those so-called Epstein files. You know, remember President Trump had promised, he ran on a platform really of bringing transparency to the situation, and he's backtracked on that somewhat. He's had his name dragged into the mix with this, allegations that his note was part of that birthday book. That's allegations which he's denied, calling that letter that appears with his signature fake. He's launched a lawsuit against the newspaper that reported evidence of that letter. This is just, you know, all around a very, very tricky situation. But you're right, Leanne. I think there does need to be a focus with all these big headlines. Trump, Mandelson now being fired, the state visit coming up. You know, what can get lost in the mix is the stories of these survivors, and there are many of them. And we haven't even had the full scope of detail of what they suffered at the hands of Epstein. And as yet, unnamed people that we're just told have a lot of wealth and power.